Anaphora. Anaphora is a term that has its roots in ancient Greek and is commonly used in both literary and theological contexts. In its simplest form, anaphora refers to the repetition of a word or phrase at the beginning of successive clauses or sentences. The repetition of this word or phrase is used to create a sense of rhythm, emphasis, and unity within the text. In the context of theology, anaphora is often used to describe a specific type of prayer that is offered during the liturgical celebration of the Eucharist. This prayer is also referred to as the Eucharistic prayer or the canon of the Mass. The anaphora is the central prayer of the Eucharistic liturgy, in which the bread and wine are consecrated and transformed into the body and blood of Christ. The anaphora is a highly structured prayer that typically consists of four main parts: the preface, the sanctus, the institution narrative, and the communion rite. Each of these parts serves a specific purpose and contributes to the overall meaning and significance of the prayer. The preface is the opening section of the anaphora and sets the tone for the rest of the prayer. It typically begins with a dialogue between the priest and the congregation, in which the priest invites the congregation to lift up their hearts and give thanks to God. The preface then continues with a statement of praise and thanksgiving to God for the blessings of creation, salvation, and redemption. The sanctus is the next section of the anaphora and is a hymn of praise to God. It begins with the words, "Holy, holy, holy," and is often sung or chanted by the priest and the congregation. The sanctus is a reminder of the heavenly worship that takes place in the presence of God and is an invitation for the congregation to join in that worship. The institution narrative is the heart of the anaphora, and is the section in which the bread and wine are consecrated and transformed into the body and blood of Christ. This section begins with the words of Jesus at the Last Supper, "Take this, all of you, and eat of it, for this is my body, which will be given up for you." The priest then repeats these words and performs the act of consecration, in which the bread and wine are transformed into the body and blood of Christ. The communion rite is the final section of the anaphora and is the part of the prayer in which the priest and congregation receive the Eucharist. The communion rite begins with the Lord's Prayer and continues with a series of prayers and actions that lead up to the distribution of the Eucharist. Overall, the anaphora is a central and essential part of the Eucharistic liturgy in the Catholic Church. It is a powerful prayer that connects the faithful to the sacrifice of Christ and the heavenly worship of God. Through the anaphora, the faithful are invited to participate in the mystery of the Eucharist, and to receive the grace and blessings that come from this sacrament. Bible verses. Matthew chapter 26:26. While they were eating, Jesus took bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to his disciples, saying, "Take and eat, this is my body." Genesis chapter 1:1. In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Psalm chapter 23:1. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. Isaiah chapter 6:3. And one called to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts, the whole earth is full of his glory. Leviticus chapter 19:18. Love your neighbor as yourself. John chapter 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life.